Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This video is going to be my review for the Essence Slim Stick Lipsticks. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is going to be a review of the 9 shades that I got my hands on for the Essence Slim Stick lipsticks. There should be one more shade, however, I have been told in the comments by you guys that there are 8 shades available in stores, and those I all have, and there are 2 shades that are online only, and they seem to be exclusive to Germany, and I have not been able to track down the 10th shade. I have not been able to find it on any website, so that's why I have 9. We're gonna swatch them on my lips, we're gonna do a wear test, we're gonna go in hard with this one. In case you're new here, you've never seen one of my videos, hi, my name is Maaike, I live in the Netherlands, I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this greatly influences how I feel about makeup. I have been a makeup reviewer for more than a decade. I love trying eyeshadow palettes, Estee and Catrice products, and getting the use out of my makeup. So if that's something you're interested in, then I hope you'd like to consider subscribing. There are 9 shades of these Essence Slim Stick lipsticks. I'll be inserting some pictures as well as I'm talking to you about these, and then we'll get to the swatching part of these on my lips, but I'll be inserting all of the pictures here as well. I have been trying these out for you in the past couple of weeks, so I have been wearing these on and off, especially some of the shades that just really appeal to me. There is a really nice cool tone pinky mauve shade in here, so for the pinky cool tone mauve lovers that are joining my channel often, this line will definitely see you through. This is a incredibly slim line lipstick. Let me hold it up close so you can hopefully see. So here we have the Essence Slim Stick lipstick. As you can see, it's a longer tube with an incredibly slim lipstick inside it. So that means you shouldn't twist these up too far. And this is just a random shade so you can see what the lipstick bullet actually looks like, because these are in a slimmer packaging because they have a very creamy formula. This is something that I've learned from the lipstick lesbians over on TikTok. The way your lipstick is molded will depend on what kind of packaging it can come into, and when you have these very slim lipsticks, they just are a little bit more prone to breaking if you twist them up too far. So the idea with this is that you only twist them up a little bit so you can apply the color, because these are incredibly rich and creamy. They are very nicely pigmented, I have to say. So that there's definitely that. We have some neutrals here. We also have some pops of color, but overall it's a pretty wearable lipstick range, I would say. And the formula is what makes these stand out. So in terms of packaging, Essence packaging can sometimes feel really cheap, and with these, like, they're not heavy or anything, but you can just feel like it's sturdy packaging, sturdy plastic that they've used. It's got a very satisfying snap when you put these on, so you know that it's secure, and these don't just fall off when you put them in a bag, which is what I love. So yes, overall, I feel that for how much these go for, plus what you do get a product that is like affordable but feels and performs much more like a high-end product would. I just feel it does. The lipstick shades are very accessible, as I've said, and the formula is what really makes this stand out. It's a very soft, almost blurry, like, you know that feathery effect that some matte lipsticks might have? I feel these have that, but without them feeling dry. So they have that sort of very pretty matte look on the lips that is fairly long lasting. I feel these last around like 4 to 5 hours perfectly, and they do need a bit of touching up after you've had a meal if you want your lips to look perfect all day. But these are really easy to use, and the formula just feels so nice and rich and creamy. These feel very nice on the lips. They don't feel heavy, they don't feel drying, and as I mentioned, they have pretty good staying power, especially considering how creamy this formula is. So that's why we're just gonna go into these and we're gonna put them all on my lips so you can see, and then I think one of the brighter, darker shades I will just wear throughout the rest of the day. So we're kicking things off with the first shade. This is 101 Choc-o-holic, and this is your neutrally, like, very light brown. Let me hold it up a little closer so you can see. So here's what the shade looks like. It's like a nude brown, which is just not the best look for me. I tend to wear shades like this with a darker lip liner if I want to make them work. But I have a feeling, like with some of the other lipsticks that I tested from Catrice, that this may actually look better on me than I might expect, because Catrice and Essence have been doing some nice colored lipsticks that definitely play in with my coloring a lot better than some of the other things I've tried from them. So here is Choc-o-holic. So this is what Choc-o-holic looks like on me. As I said, I thought going into this that this was not going to be my shade, because like a light nude brown is usually not really my jam. But I have to say that this looks pretty okay. I would have to wear darker eye makeup for it to fully come together, because I feel it kind of like does a little bit of draining here. But as far as a brown lipstick goes, it has a little bit of gray in it. So I feel that on my cooler toned lips, I have quite a bit of purple in my lips. This also pulls a little bit more cool toned, whereas very often browns, especially from the drugstore, can just be straight up brown and it's just a little bit too much of a clash. But I feel this one blends in with my natural lip color quite nicely. It covers my lips up really nicely, and it's still this really nice, rich, creamy formula, but that's still very thin, that just goes on smoothly. This doesn't accentuate any lines in my lips, I feel, or dryness. And it just looks really, really pretty. So that's the first shade, Choc-o-holic. Shade 102 is Over the Nude, and here we get more of a beige. So this is definitely a bit lighter, I think. This is, again, one I'm nervous for, because these are not the shades I normally go for. This is just a little bit too light, but if it has enough pink, it might still work. But very often shades like this are just a little too light for me. I need something to contrast with my natural lip color, because my natural lip color is a little bit darker. So if a lipstick is too light, my natural lip color comes through and it can look really weird. And I'm predicting that will happen with this one, but maybe this is just like Choc-o-holic. It could be nice. So here we have Over the Nude, and this is definitely your classic peachy, beigey nude, and again, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It still looks quite flattering because it has enough of the pink that it can pull into my natural coloring, that it actually like veers towards something I could pull off. As far as a nude lip goes, I feel this is just a little bit too light for me. I want something to be a little bit more purpley, you could say, and a little bit deeper for it to truly, truly work for me. But again, nothing offensive here. I really think it is a beautiful lipstick, a nice color that definitely pulls more towards that cooler tone that I personally need to have for a nude to look flattering on me. If you have a warmer undertone, I suspect that because it's got peach in it, it can pull a little bit more towards an orangey warm tone as well. So I think this will be a flattering nude lipstick for a lot of different people. And we're getting into one of my favorite shades. This is 103 Brick Road, and it's what I like to deem a like nude red. It's like a nude color, but it has a hint of red to it, and I love those, especially if you're not much into wearing like a full-on red lipstick, as we will see towards the end of this video, because there are those shades as well. But if you feel that's a little too intense for you, then go for something a little bit softer. And I love shades like this. I have several in my collection, and this is one that I have been reaching for naturally in the past couple of weeks of one of the shades that I also think I might want to keep in my collection for a longer while. So this is what 103 Brick Road looks like, and you can hopefully tell why I like this. This is definitely a little bit warmer, but I feel it adds a bit more color to my face, and it definitely goes really very well with my hair color when I wear it down. That's what I like it, and on me, because it has a little bit of pink running through it, I feel it looks more like a rosy tone, like a rosewood kind of shade, and I love shades like that. So if you want to go for that warmer, rosy brown sort of vibe, then I think Brick Road can be really nice. It's like essentially like a very soft, muted red. And as I mentioned, if you're nervous wearing full-on red lipstick, a shade like this can be really nice for you to give the red lipstick thing a try and sort of dip your toes in, and then maybe build it up towards some of the other reds that I have towards the end. Which brings me to some more favorite shades. This is shade 104, Baby Got Blush. And remember what I said when there was going to be like a cooler toned mauvey pink in this collection? There you have it. This is that cooler pink that we don't see a lot of drugstore brands do, I'm afraid. This kind of shade, I feel, can be something that a lot of people find appealing, but we don't see it too often, so I'm glad that Essence does it at such an affordable price point. And this is 104 Baby Gut Blush. And you can hopefully see why I like this kind of shade on myself. It looks at first like it's going to be like your standard blue tone Barbie pink, but then as you build up the color, you can really see that it's more, like it's got a lot of purple running through it, and that's what I like about it. It's also not super duper light. This doesn't have a very strong white base like some blue toned cooler pinks can sometimes have, which is usually what throws me off because it means that they just pull a little neon and they look very fake. But this one is just really pretty. It blends in really well with my coloring. I love a shade like this, and I love that it comes in such a great formula in such an affordable lipstick line. If you love your cool tone, purple leaning pinks, definitely pick up 104 Baby Gut Blush. And then we have shade 105. This is Velvet Punch, and this is another one that I have been wearing quite a lot. Essentially, it's a darker version of 104. That's the way I feel. It's like a slightly deeper, almost berry leaning shade, but it still has that neutral quality to it, that it just goes with so many things. This is the shade I've been reaching for the most out of all of these. And that's what 105 Velvet Punch looks like on me. And this is where we're getting truly, truly in my comfort zone. These are my favorite shades to wear. Like, they have a little more depth to it. This shade reminds me so much of a By Beauty lipstick that I used to have. It's called Rhubarb, and I feel that this comes really close to what Rhubarb did for me. It has enough color to it that it really nicely clashes with my light skin, but it still works really well with my darker eyes and my slightly warm-toned hair color as well. I feel that this kind of lipstick really ties my entire look together, and because it is slightly deeper, I feel it can work for so many people, where Baby Gut Blush is great if you like that very light pink look, and I think that can be a shade that's not going to work very well for people with more medium skin tones, but if you have medium to deep skin, something like this is going to look like a true neutral on you. On me, it's like you're wearing lipstick for sure. But it's like my lips but better, but like amplified by a mile. That's how I feel about this lipstick on myself. However, I think this can be a great neutral for people with deeper skin tones. Definitely. So I think this lipstick range has a lot to offer no matter where you fall in the spectrum. Whether you're warm-toned, cool-toned, light-skinned, deep-skinned, I really feel there is a nice range here, even though we only have a couple of shades. Shade 106 is not really one of my favorites. I don't think I've worn this one outside of filming this video. This is Pink Drink 106, and it's like a warmer pink, which I love a bright pink, like a berry pink. Those I love. Like these really nice bright watermelon, raspberry kind of shades. But this is the kind of pink that could be a coral. And those are just not really good shades for me to be wearing. So let me throw it on and see if I'm wrong about this one. Because I do feel that the other two shades I had my doubts about, that I'm only putting on for this video, really looked a lot better than I had expected. So I have high hopes for this one, that it can look nice after all. And this is 106 Pink Drink on me. Again, nothing too terrible about this one. It is a pretty shade for sure. But this is not something I will go out of my way to wear in a sea of lipsticks that I already have. So this will not be making it into my personal collection, but this is going to be so great if you have warmer toned skin, especially if you have olive toned skin. I think this can look nice. Because the shade has quite a lot of like pinky peach, it can clash with the slight green undertone that you might have, and it's going to look stunning on you. So if you have that olive undertone to your skin, I think this can be a really nice contrasting shade if you want something that is like a brighter, like again, if you're not into like super bright pinks, but you want a brighter look, then this can be nice. And here is where the lip line is going to get messy because 107 is the shade Hot Chili. And Hot Chili is a red. And this is a full-on red. After this, I also have a more orange toned red and a darker red. So we're in the red territory for sure. And Hot Chili, there doesn't seem to be like a classic red in here. There's nothing like that super blue toned, which is a bit of a shame because in this kind of formula, I think it would be nice to have that really nice, bright, vibrant blue toned red. But that could also be that it's the shade I'm missing that's online only and that I wasn't able to find anywhere. But yeah, this I think can look nice. Perhaps because of my skin tone, it could look brighter because I think out of all of the reds here, this might have the coolest undertone out of all of them. And here is what Hot Chili looks like. I think, like, I was saying that there wasn't like a true blue tone red in here, like a true classic red. But if you're looking for a neutral red, this is nice. This is really nice. And what's so great about the fact that these are so slim is that you have very much control and you can be very precise even with a brighter shade like this without needing a lip liner per se. I feel that this, because of the shape of the bullet and the fact that these are really slim, you can really get towards that edge and create a nice sharp line, which is what you want if you're wearing pretty bright shades like this red, for instance. This is pretty for sure, but I would like something that's slightly more blue tone leaning, but a true neutral red that can be worn by so many different people is definitely a must in a collection like this. And therefore, I think this is a really nice one indeed. So here is Hot Chili. I do really like this, but one of the other shades is going to be darker, so I think that's going to be even better for the wear test. The final one you can find in stores is shade 108, and this is Nice Spice, and this is a very bright orange toned red. If I go by like the little band that this has, on me it could pull more orange because I do feel that this little band that it has is really nice so that you can actually see the color as these are lying down, which I think is really clever. But I do feel that it's sort of not exactly the same shade as the lipstick might be for any of the ones that I've tried so far. So they give you an indication of the shade, but it's not going to be representative of what it will look like on your lips. Okay, so that's bright. I had not expected this one to be so bright. This is 108 Nice Spice, and this is the only one so far that really shows my natural lip color coming through. I'm not sure if you can see, but especially here on my bottom lip, I can see the purpliness coming through. And there is nothing that will cover that up, and that's because this lipstick color is too much of a clash with my natural lip color, which is a shame because if you're looking for something punchy and bright for the summertime, this is going to be lovely. If you have deep skin, this is going to be lovely on you. For me, it's just, I feel it looks okay in the viewfinder, but in real life, it's like boom, in your face, bright lipstick, which is not something I'm going for. If I go for an orange tone, it tends to be Max Morange or something like a Lisa Eldridge Velvet Morning kind of moment, but I have sort of steered away from these kind of brighter shades. It's great that they have it. It's definitely more unique from Essence for sure, so I'm not going to fault them for that. It's just not a perfect shade for me, personally. It also makes my teeth look green, which I don't love. But yeah, warmer undertone people, olive skin tone people, deeper skin tone people, this is your shade. And after that bright moment, we're moving into shade 202, Brick Red. So there is a shade 201, and the shades that start with the 2 rather than the 1 in the name are the ones that are online only. So that's how I know that 108 is the last one you can get in store. But yeah, 202 Brick Red is one of the online only shades. Please don't ask me where you can find these. I found mine all on Cosmetic for Less. I ordered them all in one go when the new Essence drop launched. But to be quite fair, this shade and also the shade 201, I haven't been able to find on any other European website that I usually check for Essence and Catrice products. So they're not on Kiko, they're not on Otino, they're not on Boozy Shop. Like, I have not been able to find them anywhere, and my location is not shipped to from the official European Essence website, so They may be on there, but that website doesn't ship to the Netherlands for some reason. Like the European Catrice and Essence websites don't ship to my location. They have the products listed, but then they forward me to other websites to buy the products. Just so you know. So yeah, this is what Brick Red looks like. This is shade 202. So again, this is not going to be my go-to shade at all. This is what Brick Red looks like, 202. So I will be wearing this for the rest of the video so we can do a little bit of a wear test as well. But this is not like my usual thing. It's got a little too much brown. It reminds me a little bit of Max Chili in the vibe that it gives me, so I do like wearing these shades from time to time. I feel it still works for me because I am wearing a slightly warmer toned makeup today, as if I had planned that. And I think it definitely does work for me with my hair down, but if I pull my hair out of my face, I feel it no longer like gives me the same sort of effect. So yeah, this is a shade I don't think I will be keeping around because it is sort of borderline of what I can get away with, but I will be wearing it for the rest of the day so we can do a bit of a wear test. So that's the part of the video that we're going into right now so that we can have a look what this looks like in a few hours. It is, let me see, it is 11 o'clock. Exactly, like just past 11 o'clock in the morning, which means we have plenty of time to see how this wears. As I have mentioned at the start of the video, my experience with these is that they last 4 to 5 hours pretty nicely. I'm going to have lunch in about an hour or so, and then I need to run some errands. I need to film another video after this one, so I will be doing some more talking. So I think I'll check in like after I've run errands and then maybe like past dinner time so that I can show you what this lipstick looks like and how much of this is still on by the end of the day, because I think it's good to see if it also lasts past the 6 to 8 hour mark without any touch-ups, because I'm just a lazy lipstick touch-up person, so I always forget. I only touch up my lipstick if I go to work, like go somewhere after work or something, but throughout the day I always forget. I just do. So here comes the wear test. So here is the update for how this lipstick has been on. It is now like nearing 5 o'clock, so this has been on for 6 hours. I've had lunch, I ran errands, I had a snack, I had a couple of glasses of water, and as you can see, the color is still there. I do feel it kind of feathered a little bit in the outer edges. It was raining today as well when I went out, so I got rained on terribly too. But you can see that even though it's a very thin, creamy formula, the pigment does kind of adhere to your lips and it does stay. So yes, this isn't perfect. This does need a touch-up by now. Like if I were to go out again, I would probably reapply a lipstick. But you can see that like there's a bold patch here on this top part of the lip, and like the bottom lip has feathered out a little bit. But like it's not too offensive to me. Like it's not perfect. Like this has been on for hours, but for such an affordable lipstick to be having this kind of wear time where I've just gone about my day and I haven't touched it up, I haven't done anything about it. And mind you, I put on 9 different lipsticks today, so my lip line was nowhere to be found. So that it started to feather a little bit on the outer edges, I don't even find it that big of a deal. As I mentioned, it was raining. I was like huddled into my jacket as I was going about my day. So this has gotten smudged. It's gone everywhere. But the color is still there for the most part. Like I said, I would give this a touch up if I were to go about my business again, but we'll see again in a few hours time how much of it is left then, whether this is like the amount of wear we're getting or not. All right, so this will be the last and second update for this lipstick, and I've had dinner, I've had a couple of glasses of water again, and it's been a few hours since I last updated you, but you can see there's still color here. There's still a little bit of color left. It is close to 9 p.m. as we speak, which means that this has been on for almost 10 hours because I finished filming the video around 11. So this has been on for 10 hours with no touch-ups. I mean, it's a ghost. a ghost of color is still there. So especially here on my top lip around the edge and also here on the bottom lip. But you can see that it wears really nicely. it just kind of fades away rather than you getting like a load of bare patches on your lips that you really need to touch up. It kind of just fades into nothing. And you can just see that there's just a little bit left, which I think is a good one. So a good job to Essence for making these lipsticks once again. So those are all of the lipsticks that I had to show you from the Essence Slim Stick lipstick line. It's a mouthful. Essence Slim Stick Lipstick. Try saying that 10 times fast. But yeah, I have been loving these. The shades that I have already been wearing, plus I think that neutrally red, because I do think that's something I might want to throw in like a Shop My Stash at some point. But yeah, I'm going to be keeping 103 Brick Road, Baby Gut Blush, 104, 105 Velvet Punch, and 107 Hot Chili. Those were the shades I felt most comfortable in as I was putting them on. So those are going to be making it into my collection. And I hope that swatching all 9 of these was very helpful for you to see what these look like on a person with fair skin with a neutral undertone that pulls a little bit more cool toned, you could say. So I hope this was useful, that you got something out of seeing all of the swatches and the wear test, and that you now have an idea of what this lipstick range has to offer. I will have one more Essence Catrice related lipstick video coming for you in April, because I still have yet to review the new, what are they called? Melt and Shine lipsticks. But there are still 2 shades I'm missing from that collection, so I'm still trying to track those down to see if I can get my hands on it. But yeah, that's another lipstick video you can still expect me to do. Of course, I will be updating you with all of my thoughts with all of the Essence and Catrice products once I've reviewed all of them. And that's something that I'm in the midst of doing. So those reviews are going live in the meantime over on the blog if you don't want to wait for that update video. But I hope to be able to do that in the second half of April. So we have lots more content coming your way. So I hope you'd like to stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up this video in the meantime. And then I hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.